Just got this in. This is the TechRC mini drone, the TR002, and this is a little 5.8 gigahertz video drone with a microSD card slot and a camera on the front, so you can record your video to the card. And it's got little brushed motors here. Normally with these kind of quads, you would have to rip out your phone and you would have to mount the phone to the controller and connect to it over Wi-Fi and all that. But not with this one. With this one, you've got the screen built right into the drone, and it's not Wi-Fi. It's a 5.8 gigahertz analog connection. So you're gonna have the least lag possible, and you also will have better video range. So that's really, really cool to see a toy model just come with a 5.8 gigahertz setup right off the bat. So the drone comes with 2 batteries. You get 2 of these 500 milliamp hour 3.7 volt 25C batteries, and the battery fits nicely into the compartment, which just snaps shut. To bind the quadcopter, you do up, down, and then you're bound to the drone. We can go over the controls a little bit. Here is the control list for reference for what all the functions do, but I'm gonna run over them with you real quick. So this is the landing button, this is the takeoff button. We've got the headless mode button here. This button does nothing. We can press in on the sticks to flip it. We can also press this button in on this stick to change the speed rates. And here we've got our video settings as well as the controls for the screen. So overall, pretty straightforward control set here. So at the moment, I'm here in the sun with this remote, and the screen is just not bright enough to be able to see it. Even if you cover it with your hands like this, you can't really see the remote. So what I would recommend doing is getting yourself to some shade, and now you can much more clearly see what's on the screen. You guys might not be able to see it on the camera, but I can definitely get a better view of what's on the screen now that I'm here. And you could change the screen's brightness too. I'm actually going to put it on that brightness. I think that I could definitely see. We can't change the camera angle on this quad. The camera angle is fixed, so we're just going to leave that as it is. I'm going to go ahead and start the recording now. And you can see we had 25 minutes of video on the SD card left. So now we're starting and we're going to launch. Oh, one of the little prop guards is hitting against the blades. Sometimes you're gonna have to little bend those back if you hear that noise. Okay, there we go, and we're off. So there it is. Nimble little drone. At the moment, we're flying it in the lowest speed setting. It has multiple speed settings. I'm gonna press in on the left stick to change it to the speed, highest speed. And that's the yaw on the highest speed. So if you're just wanting to hover and get some pictures with this little guy, it would be best if you kept it as high as possible, because your camera is looking more downward. There we go, I'm in frame now, or I was. I like it, it's pretty cool. Very nimble. And we're not getting any lag to the video downlink because it's not a Wi-Fi based phone. drone. It's just straight to the screen. We've got an analog signal, sort of like analog TV, if you can put it that way. So we've got a nice strong signal here with not any lag that I'm seeing. If anything, the video camera itself has a bit of a low frame rate, but other than that, and I can see myself. I'm a little bit in the sun at the moment, but I can still see myself as I was flying forward there. Give it a little bit of a wave. It can do flips. If you put this button down, and then you choose the direction you want to flip. Oh, I guess it got caught in its little prop guards. That's all right. These prop guards can sometimes be more of a liability than they are to guard. But if you're new, they're good to keep them on. Once you feel more confident, if you could take them off, they won't clip you like they did me just now. But it can do flips. There we go. Front flips, back flips. All sorts of flips. Gonna get about 6 minutes of flight time per battery. 5 to 6 minutes. That's with recording to the onboard MicroSD card on this thing. And I can see that we're getting the low voltage signal at the moment because the drone is blinking, the lights are blinking, and it's hard to see that. We'll bring it closer. Oh, trying to grab it. There we go. You can see that in the lights there when they're blinking like that. We've got low voltage. And also, as you can see, those blades, at most they just gave me a little bit of a pinch, so they're not gonna hurt you. I'm gonna go ahead and click stop on the recording. Because if you don't stop the recording, you might be liable to just have the drone kind of wobble out of the sky. So I would definitely adhere to the low voltage warning lights that this little guy has. And you're also going to want to stop your video as soon as that happens too, just so that you don't lose power, and then you might not end up having video on your SD card. Because the first time I tried this thing, I didn't stop my video and I just kind of pulled the battery and let it go. I lost the video that I had. So always make sure that you stop your video at the end of the flight before you pull the battery or before you let this thing lose power. Just a quick tip. It's definitely neat to have a quad that you don't need to mess around with your phone to play with. You can just take it out and the controller's all set for you. And one thing I didn't mention is that the controller actually has its own battery too, its own little rechargeable battery. So they really thought this out more in terms of convenience for the use of this little toy. So good flight time, decent range, neat little controller setup. Everything seems to work. I'm happy with it. Alright, that's it guys. So if you liked the video, please leave me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, let me know where that button is. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'd be happy to answer your questions. Have a great day guys. I'm gonna go do some flying.